episode of Quick Stop Review. I'm Bob Mitchell, and tonight we are going to take a look at the reprint from Stronghold Games from 2010, Survive, Escape from Atlantis. But before I review the game, let's take a look at the components. Alright, so here is the game board for Survive, Escape from Atlantis from Stronghold Games. This is one of the most beautiful boards that I've seen in a game in a very long time. I know this game's a little older, but it still holds up. I love the artwork, and I'm a big fan of the beach anyway, so any kind of tropical theme game is something I really like. So let's take a look at some of the other components here. Basically in this game, when you start out, you're building the island of Atlantis, and you do so by placing these hex-based tiles. You draw them out randomly, and you just start circling around the center spot. And they're three-dimensional. There's three stages. The beach ones are flat, are thin. You'll see that the woods are just a bit thicker. So you're kind of forming this three-dimensional board. And the biggest ones are the mountains. Alright. Now I'm not going to set all these out. But you can see these things are double-sided. And as you pick up throughout the game, you're going to be picking up these tiles. You're either going to play them or hold them in your hand. And each one has some iconography on the back here. Now that tells you to immediately place a whale in the spot where you pick this up. So what you'll do is you go to your meeples, you'll get a whale. If you pick that up there, he starts there. If there's a boat, what whales do is they capsize boats. So if a boat's got people in it, the whale hits it, destroys the boat, and then all your meeples become swimmers. The whole goal of the game is to get your swimmers to one of these 4 islands on the outside here. So we've already seen the whale. Here's the boat. This right here is the shark meeple. There's a dolphin meeple, and that's for one of the variants of the games that comes with it. And then there's the sea monster, which is going to start on one. You're going to have 5 of them start on the table, and they have specialized spots where they start on the table. And then take a look at your meeples here. There's 4 players in this game. Each has a different color, and you'll see the meeples have a different number on the back. This was number 1, so he's worth 1 victory point. The trick about this game is you can look at the bottom of your meeples before you place them. But once they're set on the table, you can no longer look at them, so you have to remember where they are. So you're going to load them in these boats. And then you're going to start sailing them here, avoiding all the sea creatures, such as a whale that's going to capsize you, sharks eat swimmers, and dragons, or sorry, not dragons, but the sea creatures do both. So if a sea creature hits that, all those guys are gone. The game end triggers when somebody draws the volcano token, which is one of the rocks. So once the volcano goes off, anybody that's not on an island dies. And the game's over. You count your victory points up, and that's it. So pretty solid game. I love the presentation is great. The meeples are great. The wooden boats are great. Everything. The presentation of this game is wonderful. It's probably one of the best I've ever seen from Stronghold Games. So now that I've kind of gushed over all the components, let's go back and see what I think about the game. Alright, so Survive, Escape from Atlantis. Just some basic info about the game. It is a 2010 reprint. The game is just a little over 30 years old. It is from Stronghold Games. It plays 2 to 4 players. It's really a good game with any amount of players, and it plays in about an hour. The game has very simple mechanics. Really just 5 parts. You play a tile. You move your meeples or boats. You pick up a tile. You roll the creature die, move the creatures, and then the most victory points on the islands, the safe islands, win. It's super easy to teach. It's really quick to play. The rulebook's like 4 or 5 pages. I think the only thing in there is the iconography, and that's very simple to understand. The artwork is spectacular. I mean, it's a beautiful board. It's a very solid piece of work. It's a beautiful board to look at. If you saw in the components review, It's very nice. It's got lots of neat colors in it, blues, and it's really nice. I can't say enough about the artwork. It's got some nice sturdy wooden meeples. The tiles are nice and sturdy too. They're nice and they're coated. So, you know, they just look good on the table, especially after you get the island created on the table. So, and the reason this game lends itself to multiple plays in a gaming session is because every game is different throughout. The tiles are all different. You don't know which tiles are laying where, and especially with 4 people, because every tile on the table at that point is covered with meeples. So you can play it in multiple gaming sessions. You can very easily play it 2 or 3 times in a gaming session. And it's also my go-to game for new gamers. So if we have a new gamer show up for our gaming night that hasn't played this, maybe only played like mass market games or party games, I'd probably bring this. This is probably one of my first go-to games that I would bring out to them, to show them the mechanics. Say, hey, this is what it is. I could teach the game in like 5 minutes, and then we could be playing in 5 minutes. So that's a real big bonus for this game. Now, my final thoughts on the game: this is a nice, solid, quick, fun game. My only beef is the blue meeples. Underneath all the meeples are victory points printed. And they're all printed in black ink, which is not normally a problem unless you try to print it on a dark blue meeple. They're very difficult to see on those meeples. But if that's the only gripe I have with the game, it's a very small one. So if I were you, if I found this game, I would probably pick it up, put it in my collection. It is nice and fun. It is a take-that game, so you kind of got to go into it lighthearted, just realize that things are going to happen throughout the game. But it's not really super take-that. It's not mean. It's just the way the game plays. So that is Survive Escape from Atlantis from Stronghold Games. I'm Bob Mitchell. You've been watching Quick Stop Review. If you have any comments or questions, just post them in the comments section below. Please visit our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be updated with all of our videos. So until next time, I will see you then. Thank you.